Hello, investors. It's Don Vandenbord with Revere Asset Management. Today is Thursday, March 7th. This is about my 8th or ninth attempt at trying to get a video out. Having all kind of technical difficulties tonight. Nobody seems to be able to figure out the issue. We're just going to have to punt and go to new software over the weekend. But let's give this a shot and see if the recording actually saves with video this time. So state of the market, as you know, we're in an uptrend going back to November 1st and 2nd. Got the 4 green arrows over here on the trend gauge, took off the yellow sub arrow on leaders as they've recovered nicely over the last couple of days. Dow Jones Industrial Average got back above the 21-day, so all 5 of the major indexes are above their short-term 21-day, medium-term 50-day, long-term 200-day moving average. So what happened today? A gap up at the open and trended up most of the day. The result is all-time highs for the S&P 500, the equal weight S&P 500, the NASDAQ 100, and mid caps. The fact that the equal weight made an all-time high just throws cold water on everybody saying it's just a few stocks propping up the S&P. And, that's just not true. So here are the final numbers on the day. The Big Seven, despite Apple being down again, Big Seven up an average of 2.21%. RG8, this is our 8 growth ETF composite. All 8 of them up for the second day in a row, up 1.01%. S&P up 1%, equal weight up 0.8. NASDAQ 100 up 1.5, equal weight up 1.06. Dow continues to lag on a relative basis, up 0.34. Mid caps up a little less than 1%. Russell 2000 small caps up 0.8. Global 6040 up 0.68. In-house GROTECTION up 1.34%. We continue to ride the wave up, trying not to pick tops. Every time it looked like the market was about to correct. This is the 4th or 5th time over the last couple of months. The bulls responded by taking it higher. That's where we are. You can see the all-time high on the S&P 500 today. Also on the NASDAQ 100, not an all-time high close, but hit all-time high intraday. Dow Jones Industrial Average back above the 21 EMA, lagging again on a relative basis. Mid caps. Mid caps up 9/10. You can see the gap up and close near the high of the day, and small caps closing back above the base where we failed to break above 4 of the last 5 days. So good stuff there. VIX down just a bit today. Dollar continues to weaken. Second big down day for the dollar, and that's contributing to the rally in gold and gold stocks. Bitcoin, after hitting an all-time high and selling off on Tuesday, trying to reclaim some of that ground up for a second day in a row. Broad bond index. Bonds were mixed today. Broad bond index up slightly, but TLT, the long bond, down a bit, meaning the 30-year yield, the TYX, was up slightly. TNX, the 10-year, down slightly. Let's go to the tail of the tape. You can pause this. I'll hit the highlights. Powell testified before the Senate today, said inflation is not far from where it needs to be in order for us to start cutting rates. The market obviously like that. Second close above the 8-day exponential moving average. 42nd close above the 21. We're on quite a run here. Sectors, oils, copper, uranium, semiconductors, and builders up. On the downside, biotech, financials, and real estate. Only trade in-house was to add IBIT, that's our preferred Bitcoin spot ETF, back to the portfolio, and the bottom line, gap up, trend up to all-time highs for the 4 indexes that I mentioned. Go through a few charts, just a few. I need to wrap this up quickly. NVIDIA, all-time highs. It's getting extremely extended today, over almost 5 ATR now, up another 2% after hours. 1,000 acting like a magnet on this, and we'll see what happens when it gets there. We just keep raising our stop. Everything that we owned in the portfolio today was up. I'll hit the highlights. Weatherford up 3.9%, NRGU in a nice channel with higher highs and higher lows, up 3.6% today. Let's see, Nutanix up over 1% as it rides the 8 EMA higher. Dell getting some gains back after a 2-day sell-off after its big earnings move higher. Palantir got an upgrade, up over 1%, and CrowdStrike gap down. worked its way back, bounced at the 21-day moving average. That's what leaders do. As long as it holds that, we're good with our position. And Lilly gapped down on its competitor NBO, some early trial requests, but by the end of the day, it regained the lost ground and closed positive. That's going to wrap it. As always, like to hear from you. The email is don@revereasset.com. The phone is 855 Real Wealth. And our flagship portfolio is named GROTECTION, as we serve a dual purpose, growing assets during market uptrends, protecting them during downtrends. Very few advisors worry about the downside. They just tell you to stay in and hang on. And that's going to wrap it for Thursday, March 7th. This is Don Vandenbord of Revere Asset Management, telling it like it is. Thanks for listening, and have a great day.